My name is Celeste Howe, and I'm the new recycling intern at Point Loma. I've always had a love for nature and the environment, and I want to do everything I can to preserve it for future generations, and that means starting with recycling. I studied abroad in New Zealand for a semester, and their environmental activism is very innovative and is an example to the rest of the world. I brought back to the U.S. some very big lessons I learned in New Zealand, and the recycling program came out of all that. With this new recycling program, we've made it easy for all students and faculty and administration and everyone to get involved in helping the environment. Through the simple act of putting plastic or glass or paper or any sort of recyclable in any of the bins, you are becoming a greater part of the society around you. Recycling encompasses a lot more than one might think. In the middle of all the construction on campus, the university is making a great effort to save the endangered Torrey pine. A number of these trees have been boxed and moved to a safe spot until they can be replanted.
Point Loma Nazarene University routinely bought its own flower beds, other kinds of plantings. In these days, though, as you can see here, we are saving the best and recycling the best of everything that comes out of the old beds, propagating new plants. We're taking the young plants and making the most of them for future plantings. Kathy Connor, head horticulturist on campus, tells me that 85% of the trees and flowers and shrubs and other green material that you see in this nursery is recycled.
I'm Kathy Connor. I'm the Horticulture and Grounds Manager here at Point Loma Nazarene University. Point Loma has quite a bit of wonderful plant species here that you don't find in any one specific place, and so it's quite enjoyable to work with all of those. There are quite a few things that we do here at Point Loma in order to both cut costs and to be good stewards of our environment here. We use our chipper shredder that we were able to get this spring, and it has cut down our waste stream tremendously. We're able to shred a lot of the limbs that we trim off the trees, and it's also saved a lot of money because we're not having to pay the landfill costs. Our canyons are loaded with plants that are native here to the area.
Our primary responsibilities are all the physical assets of the university, ensuring that they're maintained properly. Also responsible for all the remodels on campus and construction and those kinds of things. Recycling of oils, motor pool liquids and things like that. Also, construction site management includes how we deal with the demolition process. For example, the asphalt and concrete that we demolish and remove from a construction site has to be ground. We are now grinding it down into a base that can be used to be put underneath the new buildings when we're building new facilities. So when it comes down to demolition recycling, we simply have to take care of those things, and it saves us money in the long run.
Our goal for recycling when school begins in the fall in the residence halls will be to have a recycling bin, a container that each student would have in their room, and be able to begin the recycling process there. In the administrative and academic areas, we hope to have bins in strategic places like workrooms, printer rooms, mopiers, to actually have the choice of putting trash in one spot, recycling in another, and just have the community involved in our recycling program, as well as our students, staff, and administrators. Everyone's on board. All of the walking around the campus and talking to the community, everyone's ready. We're ready to go as far as the willingness to recycle.
Well, it all started with dumpsters such as these and noticing that almost half of the trash inside of this could be recycled, such as this cardboard, the newspapers, the water bottle, and so much more of this dumpster could be recycled and not go straight into a landfill and just waste and fill up the landfill when it can be reused. Every single day, 365 days a year, it's about 5,000 tons of trash. To the far side of us, there's the dark mulch being pushed up to cover the trash, and that's a combination of the mulch that we saw earlier and human waste. Almost 400 tons of human waste every day. Enough white paper is thrown away each year to build a 12-foot wall from California to New York. When buried, some plastic material may last 700 years. If the Pilgrims had six-packs, we'd still have the plastic rings from them today. Americans use 4 million plastic bottles every hour. Yet only 1 bottle out of 4 is recycled. Newspapers are still readable more than 20 years after being thrown away. Foods such as T-bone steaks and hot dogs remain relatively unchanged for more than a decade. It takes 1 million years for a glass bottle or jar to decompose. It boggles my mind that that started as a hole in the ground, and now it's going to be built up to 700 feet above ground level, just of trash. And with the landfill comes tons of complications such as the groundwater and storm runoff and all the gases that are released in the air. There's so many problems with all of our waste that it just boggles my mind that we do that every day. I strongly hope that through seeing this film, you will see your impacts in the landfill and understand how important recycling is.
Really, the general philosophy behind recycling doesn't just mean recycling. It also means maximizing our energy efficiencies and utilizing the resources that we have in the wisest way we possibly can. Being good stewards of what's been given to us. I believe that the entire world was created by God, and we are His ambassadors here, and we have to take care of this planet. He gave a charge to man in the beginning. He said, subdue this planet, subdue His creation, and rule over it. And when he finished that, he took a look at His creation, and He said, everything here is very good. And if God thought it was very good, I have to be a good steward. I don't want to mess up something that God created.
If we take seriously what the book of Genesis says about human beings created in God's image, we see that human beings have an extremely important role, essentially to represent God, to image God to one another and to the rest of the world. Represent the Creator in creation, which I think means to love creation as God does.
With this new recycling program, we've made it very easy in the sense that it's a single stream recycling program. So you put all the recyclables into one bin and you don't have to do all the separating.
Pushing material onto a conveyor line for sorting. So material will pull up on the conveyor line, we'll sort out all the fibers, the paper, the cardboard, and all the containers, food and beverage containers by commodity.
place that whose goodness is maintained and protected by us. I think it's absolutely our responsibility as people called to image God. And we should do that at Point Loma with all of our energies.
I hope that at Point Loma we learn how to be good people for the world when we get out there. We learn about all the information we need in all of our individual majors. But I also strongly believe that our school should prepare us to be good stewards to the land around us everywhere we go, and get involved with all sorts of environmental issues and be one with creation and not a part of it, and understand our impacts.
Camera doesn't work.